Stories that bind us together as mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, human beings sharing this planet.
I found even if with the power of the knowledge, I am nothing in front of the weapon.
World Refugee Day is June 20th, and this Montreal event is hoping to inspire discussion and change. Nearly 40,000 people sought asylum and crossed the Quebec-New York State border at Roxham Road in 2022. Stories of seeking asylum shedding light on the lived experiences of newcomers, community workers, and volunteers.
This year was very challenging for refugee claimants. With the closing of Roxham, the bureaucracy was very complicated. A lot of people didn't have access to work permits. The housing crisis, there's so much going on.
Once that method was shut down in March, people still came. They didn't know. And that's when their hopes were dashed, and all of a sudden they're at the top of New York State with no plan and no idea of what to do.
Especially at this moment, when we recently closed this Roxham Road. This is something we've been fighting about where I used to work at the Canadian Centre for Refugees, the CCR, and we did a lot of advocacy around that, and it's important that this road remains open, because otherwise, it's going to be unsafe for asylum seekers, to come through Canada, because they'll have to go in other ways where it's most dangerous and, risky for them.
When I landed in Canada, I crossed through the Roxham Road. Yeah, I crossed through the Roxham Road. Yeah, I am one of the people who came that through Roxham Road. It's very hard for me because it's the first time in my life that I become feared.
Most of us would do the same. I know when I ask people, what would you do if your children were threatened? And they say, I would leave, I would remove them. And that's the situation that a lot of people are in. And if you have to flee to save your life or the lives of your family, that's what you're going to do.
It's really hard. Sometimes people take it's a 5 to 6 years journey sometimes to just make it to Canada when they had to cross. We have clients, for example, who arrived 2 years ago, 1 year ago, and still don't have work permits or an ID with a picture of them. So it's hard for them to even go out when they have a status here. They have the right to be here.
I know a lot of people in my community, in the Rwandan community here in Montreal, who went through that. So it's important that we fight, and we stand up.
In Montreal, Brittany Henriques, City News.